what difficulties she was experiencing 10 years after her stroke. So here's Anita.
And let's see, December 18th of 04, I had an ischemic stroke in the left thalamus of the brain. It's a rare place to have a stroke. It's not a very good place to have a stroke. I came home in a wheelchair. They said I would never walk again. And I was determined that I was going to do that. So anyhow, I did all the stuff that we do, all the therapies, did it for years. Got to a certain point, but the problem with the stroke being in the left thalamus is several. First of all, I had neuropathy on one half of my body. So it started with my whole head, eyes, ears, neck, all the way down, just cut me right in half, hand, foot. And that's just terrible. All you ever feel is neuropathy, the cutting, the burning, the stabbing, and then that's your life. And they give you drugs, but it doesn't ever make it go away. It never stops. I could never wear sandals. I always had to have something thick on my foot because it hurt. The other thing that happened to me, my short-term memory loss, which was so frustrating, being it was in the left thalamus, just destroyed the short-term memory. Never had a hope of that ever coming back. I could never remember anybody's names. I couldn't, I went anywhere in the car. If I had to go the next day, doctor's appointment, wherever you go to, I had no idea where to go or where I was or what part of town I was in. That's how bad it was. I would go to any restaurant, any place, and I would always walk out of the bathroom and I could never figure out how to get back to my table. That's how short my memory was. So I struggled with that for 10 and a half years. And then I got on this in June, a year ago in June, and I started taking it, and the pain was a little bit less. After about 5 months, I thought, I'm going to try cutting back on some of the drugs, just see what happens, right? I was on amitriptyline, baclofen, Zocor, Lyrica, and meloxicam. And before MMF, I couldn't probably tell you one of those names because I couldn't remember. But so I started weaning off after about 5 months on it and just kept trying, and I was like, doggone it. I didn't feel any worse pain by weaning off, but I was starting to feel better. I wasn't so tired. And then, brain fog started going away. Relatively, it's still there. I know, they know me. I know, still there, but not as bad. You didn't know me before. So it's a lot less. I now can remember which way to come out of the bathroom and back to my room. So all of those things.
She drove herself here.
Yes. Just and then all of a sudden too, I'll just tell you real quick. Even 3 months ago, my hand uncurled for the first time in 11 and a half years. Did you?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
This pinky was always like this. This was always giving everybody the finger, and it was really strange. And all of a sudden, that just uncurled. Another thing, when you have a stroke, you really can never do a lunge. You just can't do that because your whole side goes like this. So all of a sudden I'm able to do that kind of thing, I didn't even start saying a little bit. So anyhow.
Pretty amazing.
That's amazing. If somebody would tell the story to another person who is not aware of these things, they wouldn't believe that micronutrient can be, even in that later stage. She has it for what, 10 years?
Yeah, almost 11 years.
11 years,
yeah.
Even in that phase. And then you have to think it that why? Because by the time the damage is already done,